Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello and welcome to Saturday the 28th of June it is today. We are nice and early, it's 5:20. I've been up for about an hour, but for once I'm actually ready and I wouldn't say raring to go, but I'm ready. I've got clothes on. Well, you know, it's a slow progress, even for me, early in the morning. So yeah, I did wake up and think, oh, I could go back to sleep, but I knew if I'd gone back to sleep, I probably wouldn't wake up till about 7, I'd feel even worse. So I'm up and I'm ready. Kind of. Welcome to anybody who's been with me from the start. Thank you. Welcome back if you've been scooped up along the way. And welcome if you're a brand new subscriber. It's really good to see you. Thank you. And if you've just landed here by mistake, hang on. It can be a bit of a not quite the ride of your life, but yeah, it gets a bit wild here. You think it's just little old nanas doing cross stitch, and some of us might be little and old and nanas, but we know how to rock life, all the experience in the world. So yes, this is a channel about cross stitch, and now and again I share other things. I don't think I've got any other things today. It's just cross stitch. I do have a Justsewsherrie. This isn't mine. This is a story I heard. Well, it's not a story, it happened. It was a couple of years ago. Yeah, and she was actually older, and she was a nana. So, yeah. So, one night, a friend of mine she'd been drinking, she got a little bit squiffy. One afternoon, one tea time, whatever. So on the evening, she phoned her son, basically, and said, I've been baking, Paul, I've made you an apple pie. He says, have you been drinking? She was like, well, I've had a couple. He says, I think you're drunk. And she says, I don't think so. Anyway, I've baked you an apple pie. He says, well, I don't really want an apple pie, Mum, but I've made it for you. He says, well, that's nice and thanks, but I don't really want your apple pie. And this went on for a little while, and he got fed up and he hung up on her. So 15 minutes later, she thought, I'm going to ring him again. I've made this apple pie for him. I'm going to ring him again. So she rang him again. She says, now, Paul, I know you said you didn't want it, but I've baked it for you. He says, I do not want your apple pie, Mother. She says, well, that's just ignorant. He says, well, it's not ignorant. I just don't want it. So I had a bit of a tense to and fro then. And Paul hung up on her again. And she thought, you know what it is? I've baked this bloody apple pie for him. He's going to have this apple pie. She says, so I went round to his house and I posted it through his letterbox. So he got the apple pie. I'm not sure if he had cream or custard with it. But he got his apple pie. Yes. Paul was very pleased to receive the apple pie that he didn't even want. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious when I heard it. I really did. So yes, ladies, if you've had a little drink and you decided to bake, maybe keep your offerings to yourself. So that is that one. So what have we got in the world of cross stitch? I have got 2 finishes. 2 finishes. No new starts. I'm doing really well. I'm getting lots of finishes, but no new starts, so that's good. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 whips, and they're fairly good ones. I'm really pleased on the progress I've got this week. I've done more of my bigger projects, and I'm chuffed with how far I've got. I have got a gift. I have got a reminder. So everybody who won my 4K giveaway, most people got in touch. Oh gosh, where is it? It was Jean Mansfield. What were the numbers? What were your numbers, Jean? Let's have a look. (1138). So Jean Mansfield 1138 hasn't been in touch with me. Jean, if you can give us a shout at justsewsherrie@gmail.com, and hopefully I'll get them in the post to everybody once everyone's been in touch. Pretty sure everybody else has got in touch with me. So yeah, so that was the reminder. I've also got a bit of a new section where you're going to have a question of the week. If you've been with me for a little while, you'll know that often, as I'm going through my floss tubes, I come across questions to answers I didn't know. I come across questions that I don't know the answers to, and either I put them out to you, or I go away and research it and find out and come back. And quite often there are questions left in the comments as well. So we're going to have a question of the week, and it's going to be pretty much how it works anyway, but it's just going to be more of like an official doing of it. So some of them I'll go away and find out the answers to. Some of them I might not have a clue. This week's I genuinely don't have a clue, and I don't know where to start looking for the answers, so I'm going to put it out to you. So yes, and then of course we've got my final thought of the week as well. So shall we get started at the beginning, because apparently it's a very good place to start. So finishes of the week. I finished, and you can see I'm halfway through fully finishing it. So I finished Lauren's with Flossibilities Halloween pillow. This is lovely. Now I did this on, was this the one I did on, I think it was Dirt Track, 36 count Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit. And I did it with just 310 for the black, and Belle Soir, was it Autumn Breeze, I think it was called, for the pumpkin in the middle. Excuse me. It's still early. It is still early. Yeah, I think it was called Autumn Breeze, and lovely variegation in it, and I really enjoyed stitching with the Belle Soir as well. I've never, by Classic Colourworks, I've not stitched with them before. Lovely, really, really, really lovely. So yeah, and as you can see, I am finishing it. I'm trying to put some pom-pom around. I'm doing this the best way I know how. We will see if it works or if it doesn't, and I'm just going to back it with some orange Halloween fabric. So that, and I'm in a right mess here because I needed to get my sewing machine out. My sewing machine lives in here, so I had to pull these drawers out. Oh God, you can see I've got them open, lying open. I had to pull these drawers out, I had to open that. I'm sure I got some new, what they're called, crushed walnut shells. I don't know if there was that, but I got some like weighty filling from Amazon. I'm sure I did, and I can't find it anywhere either. So I'm going to have to hunt through my cupboards. So yeah, so all I've done is pushed this back and shoved everything So even my desk here where it's got me sewing machine on it. We're in a right pickle. If I was a professional floss tuber, I wouldn't tell you that. I would just say, oh yes, it's always neat and tidy in here. We don't just I just shove everything back that's in the way behind me. Works for me. So, we're on lemon and lime this week. Excuse me. That is good. That is really, really good. Yes. So I'm hoping to have this fully finished by the end of today. Hopefully. I'm going to give it a go anyway. My other finish has been 6 months in the making, and it is with my gorgeous friend Rachel, who is Talking Dog Stitcher here on Flosstube, who's bloody lush. I love her to pieces. And she's got Talking Dog Stichery, which is an online cross-stitch supplies. She doesn't supply abroad, but she does. I'm saying she does the UK. She doesn't. She does Great Britain, because it's England, Wales and Scotland. There are too many rules, I believe, now around shipping to Northern Ireland. So the poor Northern Ireland girls have been, I would call, shafted. A lot of the small businesses can't deliver to them anymore to do with new rules, new EU rules, EU, Brexit, all this border, and these poor flipping cross stitchers just want some patterns and some nice goodies. And I think it's mean. I think it's mean of all the governments to stop that. But anyway, they have. Anyway, I digress. Back to, I've been stitching this with Rachel, and it is Christmas Tiny Town. So I have finished. I haven't finished it, but I have finished all the stitching, and I've put these little buttons, little snowflake buttons on. So there's 4 of them. Interspersed. Now, somebody came up with the idea of having a Dodd dictionary for all the words I make up. I think that's a brilliant idea. Absolutely fabulous. So these are, but I think interspersed. Is it interspaced or interspersed? That isn't the question of the week, by the way. Yeah. But I've got more plans. Now, I haven't got it to hand, but on the pattern, there's flags on it. So it's like flags that go in between the 2 candy canes. There's flags at the end and there's flags at the beginning that you're meant to stitch. I am not. I have got some. They're like little lights on string, just tiny little things. And I'm sure they're up here in all my Christmas craft boxes, and I was going to put them on, and I was going to finish it as either in a frame or a flat fold with a bit of poof, because I like a bit of poof on me finishes. So that I can see it in my head what I want it to look like. Seeing it in my head and the reality. Yeah, we'll see. So I need to go hunting for my Christmas craft stuff, and to get this finished properly, and then we can look at fully finishing it. But I'm pleased. So what we did was, me and Rachel, we usually do a sal together where we break something down into chunks, make it bite-sized basically, so that we can get something finished without busting a gut. Last year we did Christmas rules, and it was heavy. It was, but we both did it. Neither of us were fully finished by Christmas, but they were both finished by Christmas. So after that, we decided to pick something up a little bit lighter, and we did a a house a month, and the tree was 1 month as well. So we did it in 6 monthly increments. And our new one, oh, I should have had it to hand, shouldn't I? I was going to go and get it, and then I remembered I was going to get it before the show, but I'll do it in forward plans. I'll show you what we're going to be doing at the end in forward plans. So, chuffed to bits to have this finished stitching in time. I'm not sure if Rachel's finished. I think she's been she's had other things on the go, so she might not be finished. It's meant to be finished for our new start will be 1st of July. So that is it. That's all my finishes. Let's move on to whips. So, can you hear that squeaking? I was trying to figure out if it was my chair or my footstool. My feet have obviously put weight on. I'll not bother weighing myself today then. So, I don't know if you can hear it or not. This one, I'm loving this. So this is Stacy Nash Leaping Rabbit Sewing Pouch and Pin Keep. I've done the 2 sides of the sewing pouch, although I haven't made it into thingy just yet. And I'm busy on the pin keep. I've enjoyed every flipping stitch of this pattern this year. So I got the pattern in when I went to her retreat at the beginning of May. And we got one last year and it was lovely, but yeah, it didn't float me boat like this one has this year. This has really grabbed me. It's get me bored. I'm not professionally ready this morning, because if you're new here, I'm a proper professional output. Yes, you can see the sun is just coming up there. And this is where I am. So, what have I done this week? Well, that roof. That goddamn roof. It looks like I've barely done anything, doesn't it? It is unreal. So the roof is all done in straight stitches. If I can bring it closer, see if you can see. So I don't know if you can see there, but the top row is Algerian eyelets, and then the rest is straight stitches. It's straight stitches, 3 up and then 3 down, and then 3 up and then 3 down. Yeah, no, you kind of go up and down on the straight stitch and then across. So you do 3 up and down and then 3 across, and 3 up and down, 3 across. It is time consuming, just time consuming. So I have hopped around all over on this week. So when you last saw it, I'd only done two layers of straight stitches. So I've put another, I'll put 2 or 3 in. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've put another 2.5 in. It's soul destroying. Honest to God, it is soul destroying. It looks, and it will look when it's finished, it's going to look amazing. It's meant to mimic the thatched roofs that you get on the little cottages in Cornwall. And Stacey's right, the stitches are perfect for it. It's just time consuming is all. I had started the white of the house, so I've done another few lines of the white of the house. There is also thatched roof here over the door, so I've started putting the straight stitches in on that as well. I put the window in. So I did a bit of the vegetables and then did a bit of the fun stuff basically. And then I've put the vine for this side in, and the flowers. Oh gosh, it's all happening. I don't know if you can see them. I'll bring it in close. These little flowers here are eyelets, but they're just done over, you know, like one cross stitch. They're just done over that. They look fabulous. I mean, they're so tiny and so sweet. They're just perfect. I know we all love Stacy Nash. I know we do. But the stitches she's chosen for this are just superb. Absolutely spot on. So no, it's not, because these chimneys as well are over one. So a lot of this cottage isn't cross stitch as such. But it's going to look amazing. It really is. When I get it done. Oh, and I frogged. So this up here was meant to be done in the pink, which I'd done it in the pink. It's a candelabra. I'd done it in the pink, but it just looked rotten. I didn't like the look of it at all. Sorry, Stacey. Everything else is perfect, but pink candles in the sky. So I'm going to come back and either go hunting in me little shop of threads that are here. So either find another sort of very pale cream to do them in, or I'll do them with this one. I think it's Cattail by Weeks Dye Works. So I am doing this with all of the called for. And it's bloody fabulous. Frustrating at times, yes. But I mean, that's the whole thing, isn't it? You know, for something to challenge us, when you get to the end of it, to be able to look back and go, oh yeah, that was nailed. To be fair, we haven't nailed, Stacey nailed, and we're just copying, aren't we? Well, we're not, because we change bits and pieces along the way. Like I'm changing the candles from pink to white. I just want white candles. There's a downside to being up super early. I've just come to realise man's not going to be out over the back. For anybody who's fairly new, I have one of my neighbours comes out in the morning half dressed, like sometimes just his shorts on and nothing else, and he's yeah, but he doesn't normally come out till it's 5:45 now. If we make this last, right, lasses? Are you with us? Let's make this last. You can see. It's just a drought in my life, honestly. It's a famine. I haven't had any. And to be fair, I don't really want a man close. We just want to appreciate others. I think I'm going through a midlife crisis, because suddenly, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but suddenly I seem to be following all these men on Instagram who are rather lovely looking, and I've fallen. I've never had like a crush on a famous person. I've looked at them and thought, oh yeah, good looking guy, yeah, I definitely would, but but I've never gone like, oh my God, like what I wouldn't do to have that man in my life. And I did this week. He's called Mario Perozzi. Oh, ladies and gents, if that's the way you're inclined. blow you would literally blow your socks off. Yeah. I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. Who was I looking up this week? Chippendales? Can't remember why I was looking them. Oh, I wanted a GIF. It had nothing to do with their bodies. There's a fella at work, you see, who me and my boss think is quite nice. And he was on a group call this week. And of course, we were texting in the background going, "Oh, hotties on, the hotties on." So that's why I was looking for a GIF of a Chippendale. Chippendales, yes, the furniture. Some of you much more proper ladies will know that it's a type of furniture. There are also a troop of men who are relatively nice to look at. And I was looking at them. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. So anyway, back to cross stitch. This is the Herbarium series. I can't believe I've just had that conversation with you. Yes, the Herbarium. Back to cool down, Sherrie. Count to 10. Take a cold shower. Herbarium series from the Stichery, and it's Sarah who does these. And I've done a bit more on this week. I thought I'd done more than I had. I usually try and have a quick look back over my last Flosstube to see how far I've been. And I thought I'd done more. So I was up to, I'd done portions and I'd done half of a pother. And that was as far as I was. So I've finished off the line, coming down here, the border. I've finished off the word, apothecary, and I've come over here and I've put the her hat in. Finished this border as well. Had I done the star? I think I might have. And I've done the words down here. So you use hydrangeas to lift a curse. And yes, if anybody spots it, like my eagle-eyed lady who did, on the picture hydrangea is spelt wrong, but on the pattern it's not. Although this was what I was trying to explain last week, that I thought what you meant was the G was wrong, but actually it's just the way they've... And I did debate dropping this bit a little, like a stitch down. Might even go back and do it, because I meant to do it and I'd stitched it and thought, no, it's fine, it's the way she's meant it to be. Right, I've got an itchy ear. It's the way she's designed it, so just go with it. But now that I'm looking at it again, I think I'll go back and I think I'll draw it. It's only 3 stitches to frog, so I think I'll drop it down. I don't think I've told you what I'm doing anything on. So the Stacy Nash one is on 36 count Fossil by Blackberry Primitives. This is on 36 count. It was antique white and I coffee dyed it very lightly because I rinsed it out very stupidly. Yeah, I haven't gone back and tried that again. And I'm doing it with all of the called for. So the Herbarium series is a year-long subscription and all the colours will cover it. So this will cover all 12 months of the Herbarium series, both embroidery and cross stitch. So there's two subscriptions to it. I need to get some more of my embroidery done. I kind of think I'm hanging on for like when I'm stitching in the garden, because embroidery is a lot easier to stitch in the garden. There's not a pattern really to go off. So I've been kind of hanging on, and we've had very little stitching in the garden this year up here in Northumberland. But it's meant to be nice on Monday and I've got the day off. So that's a good thing. Okay, next one. There she is. Is it Warm Michelle? MommaLovesYouGB. And it's a Burnhope red sampler. And this one is also on antique white, but I haven't coffee dyed this one. I've just stitched on it. Get what clipped on, get what clipped on. Get what working thread out of the way as per. So, what have I done on her? She's amazing, isn't she? So on her, basically, I haven't done as much as I did last week, but I've done the end of this and the last few on the border between. And I've come down here some more, and I've done about 3 of these. I'm not digging this border at all. This is a real vegetable need to do border. So I am trying to do it as I go, because otherwise I think I would struggle to go back and fill it in. And then I've done such letters, these letters down here, and you can see I'm doing the border again as I go. I think I did one more down here as well. Oh, and I did another few down here. So I am trying to do bit by bit. I also did another one of these. So I'm just trying to do like a thread at a time kind of in the border. So in between each letters I might come over and do like a round circle, then do another letter, then do another bit of this, then do another letter, then do a bit of this one, so that I'm not left with it all, because Ms. or Mr. Burnhope, I suspect a Ms at the time, especially in 1895, I think it probably would have been a lady doing it. I'm going to edit that. So if it was a bit clunky, but you'll never guess though, when man came out, oi, we're on 6 o'clock in the morning, came out, shorts, the rest, bare. Well, that was a good start to my morning, and I wasn't expecting that either, but we are on 6 o'clock, so we know what time he wakes up. I think he gets up with these kids, to be fair. He's got a little one, who's maybe he's about 2.5, 3. So I think he gets up with him. He's obviously a good fella. So anyway, back in the world of cross stitch. So yes, I suspect it would be a Ms. in 1895 who had done this. Oh, right. Need to shuffle. I've hardly got any room because I've got this flipping sewing machine. The Lauren's Halloween pillow. As you can see, I was in the middle of trying to sort that out. One of me purchases this week, which I won't bother showing you because it's not worth showing you, was some thread. I needed some thread from my sewing machine, so I ordered some Gutterman, just white and black, so that I've got some, and I've got some spare as well, but it means I've got no room at the inn. Okay, so this next one is my 50th one, my 50th birthday stitch. So Forget Me Not by Modern Folk Embroidery, which has been the bane of my life for colours and continues to be. I know last week I had them all sorted and I knew what I was doing. This week, Roz happened. Now, what Roz said was, you're wrong, Sherrie. It just looks crap. It doesn't. It's the wrong tone. And Roz knows about colour. So now, to be fair, I think she's right. I've come back because when I did the cream, I love the cream. Right, I'm going to get it out here. Every week we have this conversation about bloody colour, don't we, on this one? So, the cream that I chose is glorious. But it's glorious with all done in it. So, I'm going to unpick, I'm going to frog the bird at some point when I can be bothered. Because I just don't like it. However, I think I still like this. I think I do. And I know obviously there are certain rules in colours, like what complements each other, etc, etc. But it is subjective as well. So it's good because it's made me come back and look over it with a much more critical eye again. And thank you, Rose, by the way. I like to be challenged in terms of to re-look at something. I don't mean challenged as in I'm going to hit you. To be fair, I quite like that too, sometimes depending on my mood. But I'm quite happy to be challenged over decisions that I've made. It's sort of things like this, like, nah, it's not for me. I would have done X, Y, and Z kind of thing. I'm more than happy for that. And I think that's great. And thank you, Rose. I really appreciate it. Because it does, again, make me look back with a more critical eye. I think I do still like this. I think I do. And this, I decided, was Perfect Pie Crust by Classic Colourworks. And then I was going to use this slightly bolder. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go back and do the whole thing in black and white. Maybe I'll just do a grey, do a tone. Because it seems to be going on and on and on. And it's starting to bug the life out of me now. So what have I done this week? Well, this. It's what I've done. I've done this, what do you call it? Quaker motif. And this is quite a small one. So I'm doing the smaller Quakers in the black, the bigger ones in the white. I mean, there was a great idea earlier on about doing it in silver for Newcastle winning the cup this year. But I'm just not sure. I don't mind stitching Kryneck, but it is a lot slower. So I don't know if I want to do a really big sort of sampler using Kryneck. So if I didn't do that, it would have to be a grey. I might do that, you know, I might go back and just pick a grey. And I'm doing this on Zweigart something grey. With, I would like to say, the cold 4. It's not the cold 4. I did the cold 4 and I disregarded it. I didn't like it. And this needs to be left out as well because I've got my overlocker out as well. You know how last week I was bumping my gums saying I need to do some overlocking, which I do. So my overlocker's out, my sewing machine's out. All my stuff for floss tubes out. It's a bit carnage. Yeah, it's carnage. Right, let's get this put away. Otherwise, Yeah, it's one of them mornings. For starting nice and early, you would think it was all going to go swimmingly. And it hasn't. This one, so this is a Historical Sampler Company pot sampler, which I started for my birthday this year. Did I? Yes, I did. Well, I didn't start it for my birthday, I don't think, but I bought it for my birthday. So it was off my husband, who I haven't got. You always say, it's what, if I had a one, this is what you would like to have bought me. I am thrilled with this, the progress I've got on it. Ta-da! It's a bit of a drum roll. I have done loads. I have done basically all of this. And I've come along the top, I've put all the colours in along the top, and I've started doing more of the vegetables down here. So I've started putting the yellows in. Along here I've put the yellow going down, I've put another bit of green in on the border. So yes, I've done one of the lions. Other than that, I've done all of this. So I've done the motif and I've done the ball of doodahs. He still needs another little birdie on. So I still need to put another little bird on. And I've still got, I'm halfway through the second row of the plinth that they're on. But, oh, and the butterfly, I need to do inside the butterfly. There needs to be my name along the top. But other than that, I'm just going to show you how Joanne did hers. You can see the top. Joanne something wrote this sampler. I think there's a year on it. Yeah, 2004. So I do need to backtrack and put my name in. But I just wanted to do a lot of the motifs. So I'm thrilled to have basically the top done. I had a look yesterday and there's another section about the same to do, if not bigger to do. And then there's a small section at the bottom. So I'm not halfway, but I've got some really good progress on it. I'm chuffed to bits with this. So I'm doing this on Rustic Sheep by Stacy Designs, and it's 40 count, although some of you might remember I counted it because I wasn't sure what it was, and it comes in at a 44 count. So it's nice and small, because she's a big, and we do this, I haven't sang this for a while, haven't I not? She's a big lass and she's a bonny lass and she likes her beer. She does. So I was going to find the bit that tells me what the stitches are. 280 wide by 320 down. So she's got a bit of heft to her. So on 32 count, she would be a very big lass and a bonny lass. She really would. Chuffed to bits with this, I really am. Although I got confused yesterday. So, Historical Sampler Company. So they sent it with 32 count. I got the gift box, which is gorgeous. And they sent it with 32 count linen. But I wanted to do it a little bit smaller, so I picked my own fabric. But yeah, I'm doing it with all of the called for. And they are fabulous in that they're always already sorted, pre-sorted, but they also have all the what do you call them? The motifs, the you know, like what you stitch from, the markings. Jesus Christ, what are they called? Brain dead. Dear me. Anyway, they've got all the things that you stitch from. So anyway, I'm looking at the pattern and they had B and F to do these flowers, these berries, sorry, or apples, I'm not sure what they are. And I was there 10 minutes, you know, I was there and I'm thinking, well, I must know what it is because I've done this one. So it's got to be on here. And there's 3 different cards. I mean, I won't use as much because I'm not doing it on 32 count. But there's 3 different cards and some of them have got different motifs, or not motifs, you know what I mean? These little things that you stitch, symbols. Symbols. It's hard being me. I hope you appreciate the effort that I put into being me for you. So yes, the symbols, 10 minutes, you know, and I thought, this is ridiculous. I obviously know what it is because I've done it, but could I hell find any B's or any F's? There was no F and B's. Basically, there was no F and B's. And then I caught my eye on something on this. The F and B's are 2 strands. They are, what do you call it? Oh, we're reaching the world of Sherrie doesn't know words. Blended. So they were blended. So B's were rust and dark brown and F's were dark brown and dark gold. So what I did, I just picked the rust and the dark gold to do it because I'm doing it 1/2. And on such a small count, there's no way I could have blended. Well, I could have, but it would have looked awful. And you know me and me flipping obsession over threads lying the way they're meant to lie. So, yeah, so I just picked the colour rather than there was like the dark brown paired with them to blend them into a different colour. So I just picked the rust and the dark gold and I've done them with that. So other than that, I am doing it, I mean, it's still called for, it's just not quite all of the called for. But thrilled to get so much progress on that. And now I can move down. Because it's symmetrical, doing the second one, it isn't as pleasurable, is it, as the first one? It looks good when it's done. It's just not quite as pleasurable. So, this one. Fillapina, Gaia, the Earth Goddess. Got some reasonable progress on her as well. Yeah, I did. It's hard to see sort of massive progress on these because they're so big. And I think particularly this one, because a lot of it matches the fabric, it's hard to see what I've done. So this is as far as I am. So what did I do? I did some more of the green, so filling in down here. So this is a lot more. This is a lot of this is done. I also came down the middle here, so you can see I've put all this in down the middle. I also did some of the cry neck. I did down here, and I did put in some more of the cry neck. I'm going to need to get some more. I'm a little bit niggled by this because I got it as a kit, and there's not enough cry neck, so I'm going to need to order some more cry neck, which is just a pain. well, it is for me, because I won't just order cry neck. I just think I don't want to waste that time for the sake of one thread. So I always end up ordering more stuff to make it worth our while. So the challenge that I'm on, when I'm trying to only buy three things a month that I want, I think anything that I buy with that wouldn't count, because it's making up the order, isn't it? It's something I have to do rather than something I want to do. So yeah, and I know there's quite a lot of you enjoying how I managed to discount half the stuff, well, if not more than half the stuff that I buy. It was Kate, one of my friends, was saying, I love how you just went, yeah, so I'm including these 6 things as one. It's like, oh. So I think anything I order with the cry neck doesn't count. So, oh, she's away. She's starting to, look at that. How elegant she is. She really is, isn't she? Really elegant. I love her face. And I haven't put her actual face in yet. That's just the profile because I've done her hair. Just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm doing this on 32 count daffodil. It's fabric flare. I got it through a fabric of a month from Lakeside Needlecraft, I think it is. So, but you'll also hear, I did, because I was saying last week, there's so much of it now with beads. I've picked up the beads that I need. So I keep my beads in, they're called Art Dot little things. So I've just put them into a little bag, little Ziploc bag with the Nemo thread, however you pronounce it. And stuck it in here so that I can do some of the beads. I haven't done any yet because I decided to go further down on the stitching rather than do the beads. Isn't that the way? Oh, I'll get myself organised so I can do all the beading, and I put all the beads in and then I just don't do the beading. So, last one is always my big lass, and she's a bonny lass. And she likes Herbarium. Our Anne. So, what Anne? Anne Tong Uffendell. Yeah, we do Geordie here as well, if you're new. What means our. I've said that my regulars will be virtually fully fluent in Geordie. Should we do another word? So, what word will we have? Netty. Netty. I'm going the netty. That means I'm going to the toilet. So the netty is the loo. I'm going the net. Gan means going. Netty means loo. So I'm going the netty. And you get that in the middle is to the. So going the netty. There you go. Excuse me while I go to the little ladies' room. The little girl, what do you call it? You see, I'm just not very posh, basically. I'm going to the small girls' room. Can't remember what you call it. Anyway, if you're in Geordie land, you go in the netty. Right, there we go. There's Anne in all her glory. I am thrilled with this because I got the pot finished. So last week when you saw her, I was still, and I still haven't done the inside of this leaf. so I need to go back and do it. Other than that, I finished the pot. So, and she is glorious. I also finished this. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, I'm trying not to knock things over. A lot of this, you can see it in real life. It looks tone on tone there, but you can't see it in real life because it's actually, I haven't finished it, but you can see there. So I'm in the middle of this. That's where my working thread is. So I'm chuffed. I've also came up here and I did the leaf. So this is all over one, which I'm doing 10th stitch. Still need to come back and do this little doofer. I need to do him on here, which again is 10th stitch. Well, 1 over 1. So I'm doing this on 36 count winter moon. Massive thank you to the 2 ladies who told me I can get 40 count winter moon from Lindy Stitches and from Sherrie, Colorado cross stitcher. So I shall be ordering some of that soon. I'm not sure if that counts or not because people's told me where I've got to get it from. So now if I don't go and get it, it's like being ignorant, isn't it? So I'm doing it for you. I'm taking one for the team here. Yeah, life's about the loopholes. My life. It's about finding all the loopholes. So, yes, so that's as far as I am. So I'm pleased. I was pleased with the progress I got on her. I don't know what I'm going to do today. Every week, you know when I go, oh, my forward plans, I'm going to stitch on, or I might stitch on Anne today, or when I'm going through, I go, oh yeah, I think I'll do that. It never, ever, ever is the one that I've said I'm going to stitch on. I don't like doing what I'm told to do, even when it's me doing the telling. I just don't like it. So I'm not going to say what I'm going to do today because it will be a lie, whatever it is. It will be a bigger project, is what I'm doing today. I am toying with an idea. Crash helmets on, guys. This is your 3-minute warning. I've been thinking. Are you all safely strapped in? I've been thinking that I might miss a floss tube. The reason why is, sorry, I should have said I'm doing that with all the code for DMC as well. And that's all my stitching. I have been thinking, yes. It was quite painful. It really was. So I'm thinking about missing a floss tube. The reason being, and it was cross-stitch Jess, that's kind of sat in my little head, worming away. She did Monogamous May, and she did her Gamo Novo, oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, she did one of her full coverages. And she got fantastic progress. Really, really, really good progress. Right. I do a lot of hopping around because it's nice. I like hopping around anyway, but also I need to create like content for my floss tube as well. So if I'm just doing one, I won't really have much to show you. But I'm curious to see how much, if I just pick one of me bigger projects, I'm curious to see how much I would get done in a week. Because I often see other people's, like, how quickly they've stitched things. And then I think, yeah, but maybe they've been doing that monogamously. Maybe I'm not as slow a stitcher as I think I am. Maybe it's just because I'm hopping around that it looks like I'm not getting a huge amount of progress on it. So this has been nibbling away at my brain that I might do that. Alternatively, I could put me thinking cap on and do something else for that week. Maybe do my craft room tour for that week. That's a good idea. Yeah, I might do that. And of course, now that I've said it out loud and I've told you, it's the last thing I want to do. So, where are we? I know where we are. I just need to shuffle around a little bit. Right, question of the week. I cannot find the comment. It was a couple of videos ago. And actually I am behind on comments. Massive apologies. I will get through them as soon as I can, because I do read every single one. You'll know, because I quite often will talk about ones that I've read. But I can't find the lady who asked this. If it was you, give us a shout, because I'd like to give you the credit for asking the question. So this is a question I'm asking you because I do not know the answer to it. I know she said it was along the lines of, as a newbie stitcher, floss drops, what do you do to put the thread, to mark what thread it is on it? So, for example, I've got these lovely ones off Sew Me Sarah. Why can't I? The light is thingy in. So off Sew Me Sarah, when I saw her at Stitch in London, and she, fabulous lady, wonderful, and she has put on the back, I've got my light on and it's just blowing it out, so she's put brand and colour on the back so I can write on. But because I'm a frugal kind of girl, I haven't written it on. I know what this is. It's Antique Veil or something. I don't know. Rachel will tell us what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. I just need to ask Rachel to find out, because she'll know. Because it's what I did room at the table on. So, but there you can put obviously your colour and whatever it is you're doing. For these ones, so I bought these. And I got these ones from Historical Sampler Company, which are my Halloween ones. And these ones off, she's called Jess, and I can't remember what her business name is. Yeah. How do you know the colour once you've put it on? Do you use stickers? Is there some sort of a fancy pen that I can put, because these are polymer clay, I think. So how do you know what colour you've got on the floss drop? If you're going to hang them all on floss drops, which is obviously the whole point if you've got floss drops, how do you know what colour it is? I don't know is the answer to that. And it is something I have wondered. So what I've ended up doing, keeping on mine, is over there I've got ones with black and white on, so that when I need a black and a black or a white, I can just go to it. So it's just a blanc and a 310. So I've got them on floss drops just to use some of them, but a lot of them I can't use. I like them because they're pretty and I like looking at them. They make me happy, basically. But I don't know how to use them. So if anybody is a floss drop user on a regular basis, or not, but knows the answer, Can you enlighten us, please? How do you track your colours that you're putting on floss drops? Because I don't know. So, gifts. And it was a gifted gift, not from me this week. This was a gifted gift. New Sal incoming, historical sampler company. They have gifted me this. I love those girls to pieces, Joanne and Susanna. Or is it Joanna and Suzanne? I can never remember. One's got an A, one's got an A. Sorry. So as you can see, it's starting on the 7th of July. They very kindly sent me the kit, which is amazing. So you get the linen, which they have specially dyed for them. That's what I got. Or you can get Ada. So it's either 16 count Ada or 32 count linen that you get. That's the linen. You get a, oh, it's because I put it on me fabric. You get a needle minder. Look at him. Isn't he? Well, I think it's probably a lady, but isn't she the sweetest little ghost you've ever did see? So you get a needle minder. You get the threads pre-sorted with the symbols. Now that I know what the word is, symbols, yeah? Look at me, nailing words. And look at this floss drop holder. Look at that. Isn't that? That is the best floss drop holder I think I've got so far. I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it. And yes, we have just discussed floss drop holders and how you keep track of what the colours are. I like them, as you can see, for decorating. So I've got them there and there. I've also got, I did have some there. I don't know what I've done with them. Oh, there's a one up there. There's Foxy Loxy on there. And I've got some downstairs. I love these. I love this. Love this, love this. Can't tell you how much I love this. Can you tell I love this? So it is starting on the 7th of July. And I did do last year's. I'll show you last year's. So this was last year's sale. But this was, because obviously we're in July now, this was the like September, October time that they did it. So I don't know if they'll do another one this year. I'm not sure, another Halloween one. But love this. This needs to be fully finished, because I would like to get it up. And I'm thinking frame. I'm thinking frame for this. So this was last year's. So historical sampler company, the things in the downstairs department. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, because I use the downstairs department to talk about a ladies downstairs department. So I'll put the link in the below box, in the box below. Can you tell that? Yeah, I was kind of like, let me in, let me in. So there is that. Forward plans. Oh gosh, look, I've got my drawer of doom all open. And you don't want to see that, do you? You don't want to see what's in my drawers. Forward plans. Mine and Rachel's new Christmas sale this year. We're going to be doing the Cricket Collection Christmas. If we'd thought earlier, I would have started it a couple of months ago, because I'm doing, I haven't got it in this one, but I'm doing Autumn by Cricket Collection. and I'm doing a letter a month to have it done by September. So obviously Christmas has got 9 letters and we've only got 6 months till Christmas. So I've split it up, but it's had to be like, I've done it cannily, in a way. I've looked at what we're going to have going on. So, because we need to fit 9 into 6. So, for example, this green one I've earmarked for Halloween. Because it's easy, it's fairly flat stitching. So I've just put the T in because we're probably going to be busy stitching Halloween in October. Whereas July and November, I don't think, or certainly for us UK girls, don't have a lot going on. The US ladies have a lot of patriotic stitching in July. So, but we don't. So I've put like a letter and a half into July and a letter and a half into November. And I think September. So I've tried to be, and I've put this last one for December. Now normally, last year we had it finished by December the 1st. I think we're going to struggle. The whole point of doing something like this was to keep it along the lines of Tiny Town, where it's not a massive drain on my time. So we've still got time to do other things, but we've got a nice relatively big finish for Christmas. Well, it's not a small, put it that way. So for December I have actually put one in, and I've just put the S in because it's dead easy. That stitching is relatively easy. I think a couple of sessions you could have that done. I mean, it depends how long you're sitting for, of course, but so yes, so we are going to be doing, now I know Rosie X Stitches is joining us. I'm not sure if Cross Stitch Jess might be joining us as well. I have earmarked 36 count row from Zweigart for to do it on, and I'm doing it the way I did my Tiny Town. I'm only kitting up each letter that I'm doing as I go, so I don't have to have 37 colours sitting in me project bag, gathering dust when I'm not going to touch them until December. So I'm doing it a letter, like is the threads as I go. So what I need for the first chunk, which I think is C and half the H. So yes, feel free to join in if you want. It would be lovely. I haven't done a hashtag or anything, but feel free to join in and tag me and Rachel. It would be good to see if any of you are joining us. But it wasn't sort of planned as a sal that kind really, because I don't think anybody else would want to. Yeah. So, oh, that was a bit of dust. So, yes, but you're very welcome to join us if you want. Is that it? I think that might be it. Can't see anything hanging around that I've missed. No doubt I'll have missed something. So, today's final thought, again, much like the comment, I couldn't find who said this. Now, this saying has been rattling around my head all week. I think half of it, the first sentence of it, was in one of the books that I was listening to. It said like this thing: And it just popped into my head, the actual full quote. I don't know who said it, but it was maybe a few years ago that I heard it, and I've always kind of kept it close to my heart. So this week's final thought, and it's a biggie, it's a profoundie, or it was for me anyway. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Bye for now.